Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content to start off this week is the mini-tyrant from New Mexico gets smoked again, this time in Supreme Court of her state. You're going to love every single second of this because the effort that this woman and her administration is taking to try to save face and the fact that she stepped in all the problems, oh, this is going to make you smile. Everything will be linked in the description box below. And of course, I can't wait to hear from you guys, and make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And this content is brought to you by American Hartford Gold. I'm going to say a quick word, and then we're going to show you what's going on. And the content today is brought to you by American Hartford Gold. And brothers and sisters, with everything popping off around the world, wars cracking off, we've got inflation issues, we've got stock market volatility, we have cash concerns, we have oil concerns. It's a good time to take a look and at least know your options with American Hartford Gold. They are dedicated to offering gold, silver, platinum, coins, and bars for your investing needs. Whether you want to do it delivered to your door or you want an IRA, Roth IRA, 401k, TSP, they've got options. This is something you guys should check out. At American Hartford Gold, they aim to educate clients about investments in the precious metal industry, strive to provide unparalleled customer service built on trust, integrity, and absolute transparency, while holding a goal of achieving 100% customer satisfaction. Click the link in the description or call 844-727-3199. That's 844-727-3199 or text Langley to 65532. Again, that's 844-727-3199 or text Langley to 65532. All right, we have got to get into some stuff. Beautiful people of the Langley Outdoors Academy. I love each one of you. Let's get into it. New Mexico's governor's gun restriction orders to be reviewed by the state Supreme Court. I wonder how this is going to go. If you guys are living under a rock and you didn't hear about this, she made a health order, which then banned the concealed carry and pretty much any carry of any firearm in an entire area in her state, which is a blatant abuse of her executive power. Even Democrats are coming out and saying it. The sheriffs there are not enforcing it. The attorney general or the district attorney's not enforcing it. The AG's not enforcing it. Pretty much no one's enforcing it. Police chiefs, they all know it's a big joke. So she's trying to save face. Now, as I walk you through what she's saying now and the problems that she's going to run into at the state Supreme Court, let me just remind you of the United States Constitution, the Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Well, okay, maybe it's different in New Mexico, because this is important as we go through this. Article 2. Section 6, right to bear arms. No law shall abridge the right of the citizen to keep and bear arms for security and defense, for lawful hunting and recreational use, and for other lawful purposes. But nothing herein shall be held to permit the carrying of concealed weapons. No municipality or county shall regulate in any way an incident of the right to keep and bear arms. Well, that is even more specific than the first one. Anyway, let me show you what she's saying now, because this is the story that just keeps getting better. I told you guys she was going to destroy a lot of gun control narratives in the process of her doing this. Here we go. Advocates for gun rights are urging the New Mexico Supreme Court to block emergency orders by Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham restricting people from carrying guns at public parks and playgrounds in the state's largest metro area and address gun violence as a public health crisis. Now, that's important because what just happened in California? SB 2 just got struck down as unconstitutional. You can't ban people from carrying guns places if you're just making up sensitive places. This woman is going from a little bit of executive health order, a little bit of mini-tyrant, and a little bit of sensitive places. She's trying to combine it all together. Now, a prior judge in a prior ruling says they can't do this, and they actually relegated it only to parks and playgrounds. Now it's going to the state Supreme Court. This woman is taking L's across the board. This is the same area where they said things like violence is a contagious disease. And she claimed credit for arresting drug dealers and convicted felons dealing drugs, which was already against the law on her health order. They are trying to save face hard, and they're probably going to get smoked yet again in the state Supreme Court. But let's continue, because that happened today. The state Supreme Court was scheduled to hear oral arguments Monday in a lawsuit brought by Republican state legislators, the National Rifle Association, and several residents of Albuquerque that include retired law enforcement officers, former federal agents, licensed firearm instructors, and a gun shop owner. Everyone is coming against her. Now, here's what they said, and then I'm going to show you what she's saying, because it's getting funny now. The petitioners say LaJuan Grisham has overstepped her authority as governor in violation of the Second Amendment and that gun violence and drug abuse don't qualify as public health emergencies that can limit access to firearms even temporarily. This is the part where I told you it was going to undermine a lot of the gun control narratives and a lot of the gun control push. This part right here, drug abuse and gun violence don't qualify as public health emergencies. The reason that this is going to have ramifications is because as this goes forward, and she's already staked her claim on this, and she's not moving, all the Democrat politicians on the national level in other states who have been using the idea of a public health emergency to push forward gun regulations, to push forward all sorts of unconstitutional regulations, this is getting into that, and it's actually going to smoke it. She has undermined a national initiative of which no one wanted to commit too hard to because she went full bore. She poured full throttle because she's too stubborn and arrogant to accept that she overstepped. This is a blessing as it continues to get smoked. But let's continue because this part is where I love the things that she says. In defining what constitutes a public health emergency, the governor asserts that both gun violence and drug abuse comfortably fall within that category because of extremely dangerous conditions posed by weapons and toxic chemical agents, posing an imminent threat to many New Mexico residents. The temporary orders don't violate constitutional rights, she said. She just equated owning and carrying a gun to actual drug abuse and selling drugs and taking part in the drug trade. Drug trade, completely already illegal and is actually a crime. Second Amendment is a constitutional right. Those are not the same. She's taken such an extremely stupid position that it's going to undermine gun control across the board. That's why you saw people like Davey Hogg come out and say, no, she can't do this. You saw Ted Lieu come out and say she can't do this. Democrats across the board are going, that's not a good idea at all because it's going to undermine our play. Now, after all, she said it doesn't violate constitutional rights. Let me just go back. I said it earlier. I'm sure there's a reason I said it. Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That doesn't sound like it's bearing arms. No. She's not infringing on anything. In fact, look at New Mexico again. No law shall abridge the right of the citizen to keep and bear arms for security and defense. Skip to the end here. No municipality or county shall regulate in any way an incident of the right to keep and bear arms. You see the ground she's on as it goes to the Supreme Court of New Mexico? If this continues and goes up even higher, the level of destruction she's going to do to gun control is almost more than we could do to it. Anyway, got one more thing. This is just a little bit of history here. Initial restrictions on carrying guns were scaled back from the original order that broadly suspended the right to carry guns in most public places, and even the police chiefs had refused to enforce it. She is the Trojan horse of all gun rights because she's so arrogant and condescending and thinks she's so right and stubborn that she's going to double, triple, quadruple, whatever the other ones are, and she's going to just destroy gun control because she's just so set in her ways. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.